Coming up next on Adventurer, bringing back the Zeppelin, and we don't mean the musical powerhouse. More when we return. Clash, James Clash. Welcome to Adventurer, the show with guests who truly push their lives to the limits. No talking heads here, just the real deals. I'm your host, Jim Clash. The great rock group Led Zeppelin reunited last year for one big blowout concert. Our guest today, Don Hartzell, is bringing back another kind of Zeppelin, one a little bit less noisy. Welcome, Don.
It's a pleasure to be here.
You know, what you're doing, I think, with Zeppelins is kind of a Tour de France thing. You're having a race where you're going from 16 different locations with Zeppelins and the fastest time for each. Tell me about this.
What we're doing is we're creating the inaugural World Sky Race.
Okay.
It's the first race ever of Zeppelins, blimps, and dirigibles, lighter than air ships.
Right.
It's 16 races back to back, resulting ultimately in the World Sky Champion. We get to start at places like the Greenwich Prime Meridian, fly onward to Berlin, then to the Roman Colosseum. We have a landing permit for the Great Pyramids.
Wow, that's probably difficult to get.
It is indeed. Oh, there's stories behind that. And from there we go on to the Taj Mahal. We get to do a circle around the Twin Towers of Malaysia. From there it's to Halong Bay outside of Hanoi, then up to the Great Wall. Then we circle Mount Fujiyama. Then it's to Kilauea Volcano in Hawaii. The difficult one is going to be crossing Honolulu to San Francisco, but once we do that, it's down to the pyramids of Teotihuacan, up here to the Statue of Liberty, and we'll also be stopping at Johnson Space Center, NASA in Houston, and then it's back to the Prime Meridian in Greenwich.
How long is this going to take? How many people are going to do it? When's it going to happen?
There's about 16 weeks in these races. It's going to be a race a week. We'll probably have a race every day and a half in terms of length, and then it's about 3, 4, 5 days of drinking wine and champagne. But actually what we're doing is we're watching the weather, getting ready for that next front that will allow us passage. So it's ultimately over 16 weeks, and at the conclusion of it, we'll have anywhere between 2 to 14, 15 sky ships in our race.
Wow. And so there'll be a winner for each segment, like
Yes.
with the Tour de France, and then there'll be an overall winner which has the best combined lowest time of all 16 segments.
Correct.
Who is going to be sponsoring this? How is it going to be paid for?
This is going to be paid by sponsors. Pretty much anyone that wants to be engaged in one of the largest branding activities to ever occur. I mean, you know, I'm from Texas, so I'm allowed a few superlatives. And so the Olympics, when they build the stadiums there, they're going to have it over 21 days. They might have 15 million people see the Olympics live.
Right.
The rest is TV.
Right.
The rest is magazine.
Right.
Well, we will beat the Olympics in one day with 15 million people live watching our race. When this is finished, as man-made events go, this is going to be the largest man-made event seen by the largest number of live spectators in the history of the whole human race.
Now, just so our viewers know what a Zeppelin is, I mean, people think of the Hindenburg, that crash.
Yes.
That was hydrogen. You guys don't use hydrogen in those things, but that was a Zeppelin, right?
That was a Zeppelin. Things are safer today. Material sciences have improved since the 1930s, but perhaps most importantly, we'll be using helium as our uplifting element. And that's a non-flammable gas, and basically, as a result of that, there's not been any fatalities in the lighter than airship arena since the 1930s.
Wow. And I mean, I have to ask you this question because Zeppelin, Led Zeppelin, are you a fan of the band Led Zeppelin? You're bringing back Zeppelins. They brought back Zeppelin, what, last year for a big concert?
For the O2
yeah, right.
In London. I am a fan of theirs, and I also like all the versions of Stairway to Heaven that one can imagine. I mean, you go out on the internet and you'll find some fun things.
You said there's a Gilligan's Island?
Yes, there is, where they take the Gilligan's Island theme and put it to Stairway to Heaven, and it is just absolutely superb.
Well, Don, it's been great having you on. I think this is supposed to happen in 2009,
This
right?
is going to start in 2010. This is going to give us the opportunity to coordinate our activities with Greenwich Prime Meridian and UNESCO.
Well, we'll be watching, okay? We'll be watching both on the television and overhead as these things fly to the Statue of Liberty.
Well, above and beyond.
Okay, thanks, Don. Again, World Air League Commissioner Don Hartzell. I'm Forbes adventurer Jim Clash. To read my column, pick up Forbes magazine or click on forbes.com/adventurer. And thanks for watching the Forbes.com video network. Clash, James Clash.